So these were communities that were embedded in the forest system. And so any impact on the forest system immediately impacted upon their lives.
Hello, I'm Ken Evans, and this is Rebecca Russell. And together we created a visual theatre performance using fire, shadow theatre, smoke and light, exploring the adaptive behaviours of plants, animals and humans to fire. We work with communities members from Creswick, Clunes, Ballarat, a state woodshop champion and an engineer with a fabulous vintage engine from Dandenong. We also collaborated with fire ecologists from the University of Melbourne Creswick campus from the Department of Forest and Ecosystem Science. We interviewed Alan York and Kevin Tolhurst, and their ideas and their stories and their words form the basis of our soundtrack. We do hope to see you down on River Terrace tonight to see our performance. Thank you.
So the human interaction with the land is a really significant potential impact on the land, and where we go too far, we create irreversible changes. Well, how much can we modify or affect the landscape without pushing it so far that it can't recover?
The project has come from the Creswick community, and in particular the scientists, fire ecologists that work with the Melbourne University campus in Creswick. We spoke to two scientists, Kevin Tolhurst and Alan York. We interviewed them and then reduced their hour-long dialogue down to a soundtrack length of 15 minutes. Then we worked with their words to create images to go with those words. What we've done is linked the scientists' words in talking about the early communities that moved to the forest, and then how they used the land for their benefit, how as we've moved on through time, how we use our habitats and how we use the energy for our habitats. It goes through into building a beautiful picture of the surrounds, and then it goes into a haywire mode where things go out of balance. The environment gets out of balance, and that's when we add our fire flowers and our smoke machines, and then it goes back to a phase of renewal, so the whole scene is rebuilt again.
And why fire becomes so important is it's a major driver of change and adaptation across the landscape. It's a major power engine to driving these systems.
We had some imagery that we were really interested in creating, and other imagery that came out of the dialogue. But what we're kind of interested in is realising that although they often use different language, that we all often value the same things, and to spark those conversations between groups of people who may not necessarily normally talk about these things together. So yeah, we're interested in some pretty challenging questions, I think, sometimes about fire and what it means to us as regional residents.
Renewal is a recovery, but it's a recovery to a different situation.
You could consider what you've just witnessed as 100 years of time, sort of shrunken down into 2 hours of fire in a sense, but that process will continue on.